This information may have just rocked the UFO community, as a former presidential advisor by the name of Harold Bernard Malmgren, who was, he had a really unique career in American politics, has basically stated that he directly handled UFO materials. Now, unfortunately, this man, Harold, passed away in February of this year, on February 13th. But he was a very prominent American scholar, diplomat, and senior advisor to US Presidents John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, as well as to US Senators Abraham Ribicoff and Russell B. Long. Now, his career spanned economics, trade negotiations, and national security, including his roles in the office of the United States Trade Representative and as a key figure during the Cuban Missile Crisis. In his later years, Malmgren also made controversial claims about unidentified aerial phenomena, which have sparked significant interest and debate. Now, towards the end of last year, he came out in a couple of interviews and stuff like this to talk about said claims, which is kind of where this entire thing has come from. But the claims about UAP materials emerged primarily in 2024 and early 2025, particularly through posts on X, interviews, and discussions with his daughter, Dr. Pippin. And, here's some kind of summaries towards we're going to be breaking down in this video what the claims really were that, Malmgren made, but also what he directly allegedly handled and kind of the time span and the understanding of everything that's gone on, because this is a pretty big deal. So, in a 2025 interview on the American Alchemy podcast hosted by Jesse Mitchells, Malmgren claimed that he had directly handled UAP materials, and he stated that in 1962, during a nuclear test in the Marshall Islands, specifically on the Blue Grill Triple Prime test, a non-human craft was allegedly shot down using classified detected energy weapon. Malmgren asserted that he held debris from this craft in his own hands. He also further claimed that the materials were part of a broader US government effort to recover and study non-human technology, with some materials held by both government and private entities. Those are obviously some very bombshell claims. Huge claims, in fact. Some huge claims that are so huge that it literally completely changes the landscape of a hell of a lot of things. Now, there was a briefing on otherworld technology. So in August 2024, Malmgren posted on X that over 60 years ago, he was granted the highest level of security clearance to lead the Department of Defense work on nuclear weapons and anti-missile defense. And he claimed that the CIA official Richard Beisel Jr., formerly in charge of Skunk Works Area 51 and Los Alamos, informally briefed him on otherworld technologies, but swore him to secrecy. Malmgren emphasized that he had never directly worked with or on UAP research and could not be considered a primary source of confirmation. But he later clarified that his knowledge was sketchy and based on Beisel's statements, intended to prepare him for potential discussions with presidents and or other officials. He noted that his secrecy pledge was personal, not an official oath. Now, there is an alleged video of extraterrestrial beings. So Malmgren reported that and told his daughter, Pippa Malmgren, in his final hours that he had been shown a video of a surviving extraterrestrial being from a UAP crash, possibly linked to the 1947 Roswell incident. He also claimed that there were crash survivors referred to as biologics, and these statements were made off air and reported second hand. That's insane. So even literally in his last breaths, he took this kind of stuff to his final moments and was like, right, I'm gonna spill the tea. And spill the tea he did. Now, there is a connection to the 1962 Bluegill Triple Prime test. So Malmgren endorsed an article by Jeff Cruikshank, published by Liberation Times, which claimed the 1962 Bluegill Triple Prime nuclear test was used to down a non-human craft. Malmgren confirmed that he worked on this test as an advisor to the to the Joint Chiefs and received a report from Los Alamos in November of 1962 simultaneously and sent it to President Kennedy, indicating a UAP had been downed. But then there's also claims about presidential knowledge and JFK's assassination. So Malmgren alleged that Presidents Kennedy, Johnson and Nixon were fully informed about UAPs, and he claimed that Kennedy was aware of high-level UAP knowledge before his inauguration. In his final interview, he suggested that Kennedy's assassination in 1963 was partly motivated by his willingness to disclose UAP information to the Soviet Union, a claim that has stirred significant speculation. Malmgren later deleted a post about the presidential knowledge, prompting speculation that he was retracting or toning down his claims, possibly due to external pressures. But then there's also some claims about anti-gravity technology and Tesla/Brown collaboration. So Malmgren claimed that a member of the Foreign Intelligence has informed him of a secret anti-gravity related collaboration between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Townsend Brown, allegedly tied to UAP technology, and this claim lacks corroboration and is considered to be nothing more than speculative. Now, obviously, this is huge. And this isn't just coming from some random who's, been in the Air Force or has been in the Navy or whatever, right? This is a person who is very well accredited. Very, very well accredited and decorated, right? He was the formal advisor to presidents of the United States of America, and he has an extensive career in high-level government roles, which lends weight to a lot of the claims that he has made. And he was respected as an economist and a strategist, and known for his work in trade policy and nuclear defense. So obviously this does involve, with nuclear defense, a lot of secretive work. And this guy, of all people, has come out and been like, yeah, I know about this. This is also what happened. President Kennedy, who was also well aware of it before his inauguration, he was willing to go clean and share what he knew with the Soviet Union, and that may potentially be why he was assassinated, which is absolutely insane. And some of the JFK files that have also come out that kind of, work towards the assassination and all the rest of it, do also kind of, add a little bit of weight and credibility to those claims. Insane stuff. Now, he did kind of, there is a bit of a caveat to this. So he obviously did himself caution that he was not a direct witness to UAP research and that his information was second-hand or anecdotal. And his claims about handling materials, seeing videos and presidential knowledge lack tangible evidence as of right now, such as documents or the alleged video. Now, critics urge that hearsay, especially a deathbed statement, is insufficient without corroboration. The deletion of certain posts and its clarifications suggest that he may have been concerned about misinterpretation or potential repercussions either to himself or his loved ones. What do you guys make of this? Obviously, deathbed confessions usually don't carry much weight. To some people, they carry a hell of a lot of weight. But, this is pretty bombshell if you ask me. What do you guys make of it? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump scare the hell out of that like button and subscribe. And until next time, I'll speak to you guys later. Peace.